Hello guys, my name is Iris and I'm going to be doing question number 2. Let's read the problem first. Given the discrete distributions for fixed cost, unit cost, and demand for a product with probabilities shown on the tables below, use the random numbers given for each variable and conduct a sampling experiment to generate 10 profit estimates, assuming the company sells everything that it's produced and that the price of the product is set to $24 with 65 cents per unit. Calculate the mean, minimum, maximum, and standard deviation of the 10 profit estimates. First, we're going to write down the price. It's a price of $24 with 65 cents. Now we're going to have our formula ready. It'll auto-populate later as we work on the sheet. And it's going to be price times, just remember to lock this down because this will not be moving when we autofill it down. Price times the demand minus unit cost times the demand plus the fixed cost. Now we're going to fill it down. Now we're going to be writing a little table with lower bound, upper bound, and fixed cost in this case. Now we're going to drag it this way so we can have 3 different tables. Now let's just separate it so that we know and we don't get confused. Outside borders. We're going to do the same here, and we're going to do the same here. Now the lower bound will always be 0, so we can write that down. The upper bound is going to be the first probability of its assigned table, and the lower bound will be the previous upper bound. Now we're going to select this upper bound, and we're going to sum the second probability of its assigned table. Now let's just drag it down. We created a pattern so we can drag it down. And the way we know it's correct is because it sums it up to 1. Now let's get this values and we'll paste it here. And we do the same thing for this table. We created the pattern so we can drag it down. It sums it up to 1. And then, oopsie, sorry. And then we copy and paste it. And we can fix this because it's actually unit cost, not fixed cost. And in this case is demand. Which is this probability. We do the same thing on this side. Now we sum it. We drag it down, I mean. It sums it up to 1. And the demand, we just paste the values. Now that we have this ready, let me just fix this so it doesn't look that ugly. Okay, now that we have this ready, we start to work on our tables. So we're going to be using a formula. The formula is going to be VLOOKUP, and we're going to be looking up this number in this table. So we look up the value, we select the array, and we have to lock this because we're going to drag it down and we don't want this table to go down as well because it's always going to be on the same place. And the index number is going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to look it up in this column. And we're going to choose an approximate match because it won't give us an exact match. Don't worry about that. Now we're going to find the unit cost the same way. We're going to look this random number in its assigned table. Column number 3, an approximate number. Remember to lock it, because if not, it's not going to work. There we go. Now drag it down. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to look this number on this table in column number 3, and we're going to choose an approximate match. I always forget to lock it, so you have to be very careful. Drag it down, and there we have it. Now all we have to do is find the mean, maximum, minimum of this profit. So the mean, average of all the values we just found. What's the maximum number in this area? What's the minimum number? And the standard deviation. And that is it. Now we just have to see if we got it right. And it is correct. And that is how you do question number 2. Thank you.